once again, Freddie, I don't know what to say. We just can't beat Accrington, can we? They are like our ultimate bogey side. We've never beat them at Bloomfield Road, and it's the same thing again. We just can't beat them. I don't know what it is, why they have the hoodoo over us. I mean, they played, we saw their result on Saturday, 5-0, they get smashed, and yet they come here and you'd have never scored against them in a million years. I don't know how they changed from a team that gets smashed 5-0 to play like they did, especially with all the results going our way. But at the end of the day, Maxi saved a penalty. It could have been so much worse, couldn't it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm not going to hold back. What an awful game of football. I thought it was terrible today. I didn't think we started playing at all. Obviously, we were lucky not to lose it. Good save by Maxwell. I thought it was a bit of a poor penalty from the Accrington Stanley player. But yeah, I think we were lucky. Looking at the game, I think that Blackpool upped up for it. The first whistle. We started taking a game for it. Accrington looked a bit nervous. Obviously, Kai with that chance, he kind of ran through the centre of their defence, but it was a bit of a poor shot from him, after doing that. And then, we just very poor tonight. And after that, Accrington got into the game. It looked like they picked the confidence up and really started coming at us. And in the first half, there was a good period of around 20 minutes that we couldn't even get out of our half. It was just really poor.
It was one of those games where we didn't really create many chances, but when we did create chances, we blew it, didn't we? There was two fantastic chances for Kai, and he fluffed both his lines twice. He had a lovely ball through in the first half, and he just really only the goalkeeper to beat. And I thought he took it too early, to be honest, and just fired it straight at the keeper. It was poor. And then the other one where Jerry Yates very unselfishly flicked it across to him, and really it wasn't an empty net because the keeper did get across, but he should have scored. If he'd have kept it low, he'd have scored. Just low in the keeper had never got to it. Just because he put it at keepers at the right height for the keeper, it wanted smashing low, right low in the. It never got to it. There's no way he could have got to it if he'd have just stayed low with it. And then of course the one where we hit the inside of the post and it came back out, which was so unlucky. Unlucky.
Yeah, I thought it was really unlucky. Just kind of summed up our night, didn't it? Close, but not close enough.
Yeah, Mike Peake has said, could he just cheer us all up and put 1-0 on the score? Should I do that? Let's make us all feel happy. There you go.
If you're gonna put one on, stick
Blackpool won 1-0 for all. If you've just joined the stream now, Blackpool won 1-0. No, we're only kidding, folks. It was unfortunately one of those days where I think we could have played till midnight and never scored, to be honest. It was just one of those games, wasn't it, Freddie?
You've got to admit, obviously, there's been a couple of games recently that Accrington have been absolutely hammered. They've been smashed. But I thought tonight they looked very disciplined. They stopped Blackpool from playing down the channels. And I thought they had a good game. Obviously, Dion Charles, who I think is a very good player, is a striker. He's dropping back into defence and helping Accrington to get the ball back up the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul Upton this is a good point, and I do agree with you, Paul. He says, look at the difference tonight between Lincoln and Blackpool in terms of confidence. They get away with a point on Saturday, and it's reignited their season, and it sucked the life out of us. And I really did feel that tonight. They looked like a team that were just suffering from a big hangover from, it was like a loss. I know we didn't lose, but it was as good as losing. And, you could see they weren't the same team as they have been. And that wasn't our game tonight. But, Accrington, you can't totally blame Blackpool because Accrington play that game where they just harry us all the time, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know how they get beat 5-0. I don't know how they can get beat 5-0 if they play like that. Or do they just play like that when they play us? Is that it? Whenever they play Blackpool, they play out of the jackets as if it's the FA Cup final for them, and they just play like no other game they're playing. Because I can't see that if they'd have played like that on Saturday, they could have possibly got beat 5-0. I haven't seen the game on Saturday, but I just don't understand this. When we play Aki, they're not the same team that everybody else plays, and they frustrate the hell out of me because I just can't believe we can't beat them.
Yeah, Brett Ormrod, who was in the commentary tonight, he actually said that when Accrington got smashed 5-0, they actually looked very open. Obviously tonight, as I say, well disciplined, drilled, and stopped Blackpool from playing.
So what is it? What is it when they play us, that they play this incredible this football that they just simply refuse to be beaten on every level? They've got 3 men around the players all the time. They're in your face. They're really making it very, very hard. And yet, like you say, Brett almost said they was as open as anything on Saturday. So what is it with Accrington and us?
There's a lot of teams that come to Bloomfield Road and they play out the skins, don't they? And then they lose the next couple of games. It's just I don't get it.
No, I don't get it either. You watch Accrington. I don't know who they've got on Saturday, but they'll get smashed. They'll get smashed. They'll put everything. They'll put every inch of everything that they've got. Every sinew of their bodies will be aching because they've done everything to not let Blackpool win. And I hate them. I wish they'd get relegated. I hate playing them. Honestly, I really do. I hate you, Accrington Stanley. I absolutely do. Sean P says, a draw was a fair result. Aki are a good team and have been near the top of the league all season. Yeah, but they weren't on Saturday. They weren't on Saturday, and they weren't a few weeks ago. They've had some really massive defeats.
Yeah, they got smashed 7-0.
Was it 7-0 at Peterborough?
7-0 at Peterborough.
So they're not a good side. They're not a good team, but they are when we play them. But Maxi showed why he is captain and kept our unbeaten record. I mean, it was a great save, wasn't it, Fred?
To be fair, Dudley, the way that we played tonight, I think we made them look a lot better than what they are.
Although Kieran Baines, who's a team from Suffolk fan, says he thinks if we played like that against Gillingham, we would have lost. We didn't play that well, but I think that's the hangover from losing. I think if we'd have won on Saturday, I think we'd have won this game. I do. If we'd have gone up, if we'd have got a third and just gone on to comfortably win, I think we'd have breezed them away. But I think it's just that little lack of confidence that they got from conceding 2 goals late on. It's the only thing. The only thing I can. I
think tonight. I think this is a kind of game that we really miss the players that are out injured at the minute. Obviously, we had Mitchell on the bench that could have come on, and I was a little bit frustrated that he wasn't given like at least half an hour to come on and run at their defence. But obviously, if we would have had the players out that are injured, maybe it would have given Critchley a few different options, and maybe we could have done something different. But obviously, it is what it is, and we come away with a draw.
Yeah. Our unbeaten run still carries on. Michael Haig says, credit to Aki. They stifled our midfield, so it was a fair result. Yes, it was a fair result, and it was a game that we could have lost, but for Maxwell saving a penalty, we could have won it. We didn't have many chances, but the chances we had all fell to Kai, and tonight he couldn't put them away. It was a shame.
His twin brother was back tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah, his twin brother was back. I mean, I don't think Kai had a bad game. He just couldn't finish. Mark Porter says we've still not beaten Aki at Bloomfield Road. They raise their games against Blackpool for some reason. Yes, they do. It's as if they just refuse to be beaten by Blackpool, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. What a strike from Grant Ward first half. Fantastic strike. He was unlucky.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. I actually like Grant Ward. I think he's a good player. Michael Haig says that Lincoln have had a bad run of results through a lot of injuries. Players coming back. They look strong. Yeah. The players are coming back. Jake Tong is here. Obviously, Lincoln saying they look good tonight, folks. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Boyd, obviously, coming back from 2-0 has done you the world of good. It's not done us any good.
Yeah, I said yesterday to Jake that it was a tricky game against MK Dons, and you go and absolutely hammered him. So, well done, Jake. Well done to Lincoln, mate.
Yeah. Stephen Williams just pointed out that Accrington are away to Rochdale. So we'll have to look at their result on Saturday. I wouldn't be surprised if Rochdale beat them on Saturday.
Watch Rochdale 4-0.
Yeah, because they'll just be they'll have put everything into this game and they won't have anything left for Saturday. Honestly, they have run ragged tonight to stop Blackpool winning. Scotty up the pool says Embleton should be in the 10 role, creating, not a winger. What do you think of that, Freddie? Should he be in the number 10 role?
I do, yeah, I can agree with that. For me, it's either Embleton or Kai. What I like about Embleton tonight, he's getting his 1-2 passes off and he tries to create things. So, yeah, I do think if he was in the number 10 role, he could possibly create chances for himself and other players.
Yeah, agreed. Yoki 1X says, is Blackpool Sunderland going ahead? Yes, it is. It's a 12:30 kickoff. We're kicking off early because of the funeral for Prince
Sunderland
Philip.
lost tonight, didn't they? They lost 2-1 against Wigan.
They lost. They've lost
their last 2 games now. So
it was a
they're
chance,
obviously,
wasn't it?
Yeah, they're going to be coming to Bloomfield Road looking to put an end to their losing run.
Yeah, unfortunately. So we'll probably get the brunt of that as well. Mark Keane says, still lots of football to play for. The automatic promotion has gone now on to the next game. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's absolutely gone. We it was one of those nights tonight where you're looking at the games going on around you and you're thinking, God, this is the night for Blackpool to win. And this is the night where we're going to, Sunderland lost. We knew that. So it was a chance to pull 3 points back on them. And, I don't know. Paul Upton says, if you are 15 matches unbeaten, you become a scalp to take. Look at Sunderland. They've lost 2 on the spin after a run of as long as ours. If we'd have won on Saturday, we'd have been going 3rd on Saturday, and Sunderland looking once again for another new manager. Yeah, but we didn't. That's the thing. We didn't. Did we? And it's affected us tonight, I think, badly. Mike Peake says, a positive, at least it wasn't the first leg of a playoff match. Otherwise, we would have been more than gutted. Yeah, well, maybe we're just going through maybe we're just having a little bit of a hiccup patch, and we'll get, back on form as the season finishes, because I've got to be honest, Freddie, I'm really disappointed in both of these games. I think it's 4 points that we've dropped. Yeah. We've dropped so many points, and, but at the end of the day, I know I keep harking back to it, but we have had just a horrible, we've had no rest time at all. It's been Saturday, Tuesday, week after week after week. And we are maybe just looking tired, and maybe it has just been a little bit of a bridge, too much for Blackpool.
It's going to take its toll eventually, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I think we're seeing it's taking its toll. Stephen Willis says, what about if we play like this against Sunderland? Well, I think if we play like this against Sunderland, I think they'll beat us, to be honest. Yeah. I think they're a better team than Aki. I don't think Aki are all that good, really.
I thought Michael Nottingham had a good game for Accrington.
He did.
But saying that, overall, I think it was a very poor game for Blackpool and a very good game for Accrington.
Yeah, it was. They didn't let us play, though, did they? They stifled the way that we played. They were one of these teams that really hard to beat. They had, they had six at the back a lot of times, and we couldn't get through them, round them. And the referee, for some unknown reason, gave them any slight little touch. He kept giving them free kicks, didn't he? And I thought they were a bit harsh at times. Didn't like the referee again. Didn't like him.
The referee really frustrated me first half. Jerry Yates got a foul down the left-hand side, and he tried to carry on, and the referee should have given the advantage. That is the rule. Yeah. But he didn't. He blew the whistle. He brought it back. He yellow card their player, and then he carried on. It just sums up another poor referee in this division. Just awful. All the referees in this division are just terrible.
And he didn't even let us take the free kick quick, did he? Pulled it back again, which was a shame.
If anything, tonight the referee slowed the game down. There were several times where he walked the player bloody halfway across the pitch to talk to him, and then carry on the play. Do you know what I mean? It was.
He wasn't as bad as the Lincoln referee, but he was bad, I thought, tonight. Yeah. Mark Porter says, Aki never gave our players a moment on the ball. I've never seen this Blackpool team shackle like I witnessed tonight. Yeah, they did shackle us. They really did. But we still managed to create 2 or 3 good chances. And on another day, Kai would have got one of those. In fact, I wish they'd have fell to Jerry Yates rather than Kai, because he would have got one.
Jerry Yates hasn't scored now in a couple of games, has he? So hopefully on Saturday he'll bag a brace.
Ninja Warrior is 100% about Mitchell. He said he tends to leave him out. He needs to play more. I don't know why he doesn't play him out. But we kept asking who would you take off to bring Mitchell on? Who would you have taken off? Because you won't take Jerry Yates off. You won't take Kai off. Would you have taken Embo off to bring
maybe
Mitchell
Sims on, tonight? Maybe Sims. I didn't think Sims was as effective as he was on Saturday.
No, he was back to the ball bouncing off him again, wasn't he, tonight?
Yeah. I think if you would have given Mitchell a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I mean, I love Mitchell. He gets hold of the ball, he runs it at their defence, and maybe he could have, created something. But I just don't understand why he wasn't given that time.
No. Ian McNally says, I don't mind drawing this game if we beat Sunderland, but that's the point I was kind of making him a pre-match video that we needed to win this tonight to get the confidence back, to beat Sunderland. I don't think this game is going to give them the only thing I can think of is that they may feel like they've won a point tonight because of Maxwell saving that penalty, and they maybe come off a little bit happier than they would have done, you know what I mean? Because we actually did save a point in the end, didn't we? You know, which was because really I thought, oh God, we're going to lose this, you know what I mean? And I'd resigned myself to losing it. I thought we'd lost it. I didn't see
same,
Maxwell
to be fair.
And I kind of said to Jane, I was at the moment in the stream, I'm saying, I don't care if we lose because a draw's not good enough anyway. A draw's no good to us, so we might as well lose. But deep down, I didn't really want to lose. You know what I mean? I didn't want to lose. I was just so angry with it all. Charlie Nutt says, what was the score? It was 0-0, Charlie.
We won 6-0.
Michael Haig says that Lincoln look the strongest going into the playoffs now.
Yeah, they do.
They've got themselves back together. Maybe they're the team we want to avoid, but they say they're no good at playoffs. So
yeah, Jake was said a few times, hasn't he, that they've got a really poor history in the playoffs. And if they get there, he doesn't think that they'll advance from the semi-finals.
No. John Walters says, I think Accrington are using evil forces against Blackpool. Do you think they have voodoo dolls at Accrington? Do you think that's what it is? They use the voodoo on us or something?
Did you see that little? Did you see that little that video of Ian Holloway when he's talking about Kingston?
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny that he went, I don't blame Kingston, I blame his wife.
Yeah, his wife for the voodoo stuff. Sean P says things are still going great, guys. Stay positive. I love this team. Critsley has built great times ahead for us Pool fans. Yeah. Oh, Nick Muller is here saying that the switch are going nowhere. Yeah, that's good. Maybe I can say that without saying that word. I actually did mention it tonight in the stream. I did call them one time. I did call them that word, that team in Suffolk. I did use it, but I managed to control it and get myself back in not saying that word. I don't know what it is with that word. It just sticks in my brain. And Michael Hayes
got a win tonight. Oxford's got a win. They won 3-1, didn't they? It's taking them a bit closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's all getting, it's all getting tight. We had a chance to get some bit of daylight and breathing space, didn't we? Michael Haig said he thought Ward had a great game this evening as a contender for player of the season. What are our thoughts? Well, it's to me, but to Freddie, yeah, I really like Ward. I've said this a few times. I think he's a great player, and I think you're right. He is a bit of a contender for player of the season, but it's going to be hard to. Well, Jane said a player of the season, Chris Maxwell, and there could be an argument for him because he's been brilliant.
Yeah.
He's proved it again tonight. He got us a point, but Jerry Yates, it's going to be hard for him not to be player of the season, is it? With the amount of goals he's scored. He's bound to get all the, all the glory, isn't it? And let's face it, he's been playing a lone striker role, hasn't he, really, without, for so long without having Medine with it. Mark Keane says, look at how many games we've drawn at home. We've dropped too many points at home. I totally agree with you. I don't know what it is about home. Well, maybe this is the reason. Michael Haig said we're looking jaded now as we have no strength to come off the bench and change the game. We have missed out having CJ as an example on the bench. Yeah, of course we have, and we're missing C. I mean, could you imagine CJ Hamilton coming on second half with all this pace? It would have just been fantastic, wouldn't it? But we just don't have it, do we?
But tonight showed that we're not actually utilising the players that we have got on the bench. I know, obviously, as I say, Mitchell didn't come on. Robson was on the bench as well, I think. Yeah. And another couple of players, we
he's
need
got
to
Brad Holmes on, but he might as well not be on. He's never going to play him, is he? Unless we're about 5-0 up or something, he'll never get to come on.
Yeah.
Christopher Shaw, hi Chris, says Neil Critchley didn't appear to trust his bench tonight. He didn't. He just simply refused to make subs, didn't he? And he said the referee was awful tonight. Yeah, we just seem to just get bad referees at the moment. I can't remember the last time we've had one good referee.
Yeah, one
you could actually say was a little bit favourable to Blackpool, and that was the guy that refereed the Charlton game. I think he was the one that was probably, I would say, he was pretty biased towards us, and we got a lot of things off that referee. But most of the games we play, we don't get any joy from the referee at all. They just don't give us anything. They give loads of soft free kicks. Any slightest little touch, they go down. It's a free kick. I mean, there's one point where Critchley in the first half was going absolutely mental on that far side about a decision against Jerry Yates, wasn't he? And you don't see Critchley go mental, but he was going mental. Yeah. So if Critchley's going mental, that is really bad because he gave Accrington a free kick and it never was. Michael Haig says, by all accounts, Wigan were superb tonight and were by far the better team. Well, that kind of, I don't think Sunderland are all that good, really. You know, from what I've heard, they are beatable.
Yeah, I think they've only got like 2 decent players, Charlie Wyke and Aidan McGeady, and I think Gooch is all right too. But I think they're beatable. I think we can beat them on Saturday.
Yeah. Nick Muller says, do you think VAR should be used when players dive or cheat? Maybe a red cheating may stop diving. Well, we haven't seen any diving tonight, so and you're not going to get VAR in this division because they just simply can't afford it.
Good, we don't want VAR.
It's so expensive, you know. The lower league teams would have to, you know, be given it really, to be honest, because it is just so expensive to run, and it's not going to come in at our level. Kieran Baines says, yeah, I think this league would be so different if fans were in the ground. Well, I think that's a given, isn't it? I think we all know that if we were in the ground, Blackpool could have possibly won that tonight with a big crowd behind roaring them on, but they haven't got it, have they? And it's you come up against a tough. But having said that, though, we can't beat Aki when we've got a load of fans in. So I don't know. We just can't beat Aki. It's as simple as that. It's another one of those teams where we just can't beat them. It's like that team in Suffolk. We can't win there. Michael Haig says, we will beat Sunderland. Trust me, we raise and play better against better teams.
Yeah, we do. We're true.
You would have said that about Lincoln, wouldn't you? We played better against a better team, but we didn't. We threw it all away in the last 10 minutes. So
yeah, but we should have won that one, really.
As I was about that. Paul,
we do better against the we do better against the higher teams because the higher teams in the league tend to come at us and press forward, which leaves spaces for Blackpool. And that suits Blackpool's game.
Yeah,
it's when obviously when they have to scrap like they did tonight, it doesn't really suit their game. To be fair,
teams that play this, you know, all back in defence and trying to catch it on the break, and not the kind of teams that we play well against. We need those teams coming at us, don't they? I agree with you, Freddie. Paul Upson says these last 2 matches are going to make us feel very cautious against Sunderland. Another 0-0, perhaps. Well, we're certainly not going to be running with confidence, but as I just said earlier, hopefully, because you know, we saved a penalty at the end of the game, we'll have come off feeling a little bit better than we were going to come off feeling. Maybe it will have lifted us. I can't understand why there's only 3 minutes of extra time as well. I would have thought there was at least 5. There seemed to be quite a few stoppages for all sorts of injuries and that. I don't know why they only had 3 minutes. I thought it was definitely a 5 minute, going to be 5 minutes. I
was just having a quick look there. Blackpool now are on 65 points. Was it 7 games left? Would you say like 3 or 4 wins from the 7 would see us in the playoffs? Yeah, definitely, yeah. And I think, you know, you're looking at Rochdale, you're looking at Doncaster who've gone, you're looking at Bristol Rovers, you're looking at Northampton Town. Those are the games that we should win, really. We should. But we're saying that about Aki tonight as well. But, you know, Aki have been up there. You know, at one time they looked like they were going to go, you know, they were going to be in the playoffs, didn't they? They looked very strong, but they've just gone off the boil. I thought we were playing him at the right time. Jez Evans says, you've got to give Aki credit. We came up against a squad on 3 Weetabix. We'll be okay for playoff place. Mitchell should have been used for the run at them with the ball. Yes, I couldn't understand why Mitchell didn't come on unless he's not fit. What was the reason why Mitchell was dropped? Was it because he wasn't match fit or something? Was that one? I don't know. I think Chris should say he took a knock. He took a knock in training, so he was dropped. Right. But he was on the bench the game before that, so I don't know.
Philip Walsh said we would have won more home matches with our fans in the ground. I think we would have done. Done. Jake Tong says, "Give us a smile, boys."
There we go, Jake, just for you.
Really feeling it, to be honest, Jake, at the moment. I'm not feeling the smiles, but just for you, there you go. Sean P says, I don't know what's going on with Medine, guys. I think there is something going on that we're not being told about. Well, there was an interview with Critch, wasn't there? And he said that he's gone for further tests and there may be a way that they can get him back or something. So whether they just whether that's horse shit, I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know, but you've got to believe that they're trying to get him fit.
There was all talks at the beginning of the season, weren't there, that Critchley didn't like Medine, his personality. I just hope it is generally because of an injury, and that we do see Medine come back with maybe 3 or 4 games to go, plus the playoffs if we get there.
Yep. Nick Muller says he meant VAR for football in general, so the Premier League. I don't watch it, Nick, at all. So I don't watch the Premier League, but
I watch a lot of Premier League games.
It's not loved. He's saying the dive by Wong was awful. Have you seen that? I can't even.
I think overall VAR has kind of spoilt the game, and for the Premier League. Obviously, as you know, for their fans, they don't know whether it's a goal. They don't know if they can celebrate or it's just VAR is. I don't think they're using it properly. I think it can be developed a lot more to make the game improve. I just think at the minute it's just ruining the game.
Yeah. Well, I think we've already touched on this that VAR for me should be an option for the managers to ask for VAR. I don't think it should be down to the referee. It should be the managers should be able to make challenges for VAR. They should maybe have 3 challenges a half. Yeah. And if they make 3 challenges and all of them are like overturned, then they don't get any more challenges. So it'll make them only challenge for things that are really important. And if the team thought that was a dive, then bring VAR out, and then that's how it should be. But I think having the referee do all the VAR decisions to help him isn't really what VAR's for me. It's not for the referee. The referee just referees a game as he sees it, as is normal, and he calls it as he sees it. And if the managers disagree with him, then they have the chance to challenge him, and that's what it should be, and that's what I think it should be anyway. I don't see the point of paying for all this technology to have referees using it kind of almost against the teams. It doesn't make any sense. If they're paying for it, they should be able to make a challenge, and that's my thing.
Yeah, it happens in tennis, that, and you've got 3 challenges and it works perfectly.
Yeah, you should just be. It's the managers should have the challenge, not the referees. And if they miss it, they miss it. You know, it shouldn't be able to go back over it in time and book people after the event, or it's just that's it on the day. Does the referee see it? Does the manager think he's wrong? Does he think it's a penalty? Does he think he wasn't offside? And if he does, make a challenge. If he's wrong, he loses his challenge. I think it's so simple. Forever Football, Peterborough United says, unlucky lads. By the way, the Posh are going up. Well, it's yours to lose now. These results for you tonight, Peterborough, have been absolutely wonderful. So, they really have, because Lincoln can't catch you, even though they won. Sunderland lost, they can't catch you now. They've got us to play. So I think the Peterborough are going up. I definitely do. I agree with you.
I think Hull will win it, and I think Peterborough will finish second. Yeah, I've said that for a while now.
That's the way I'm seeing it as well. You'd have to really go off form to blow it. Michael Haig says Sunderland happen to be the draw specialist in League One this season. Yeah, I noticed that. They've had a lot of draws, haven't they? Jake Tong says, fingers crossed a win at Bristol Rovers puts us in a cracking position for the final 6 games. Well, you're going to be in the playoffs, but I don't think you're going to catch Peterborough, Jake. I think you're going to be in the playoffs. I don't think anybody's going to catch him now. I don't think you can catch them. I think they've got too easy a run in, and I just think they will do it. And they've strengthened. They've even got a goalie injured, so they brought in a Premier League goalie and everything, haven't they? So it's unbelievable. Kieran Baines says, I think Blackpool on their day could beat teams in the Premier League. In my opinion, do you agree? On our day, we could beat anybody, but at the moment, we're not having those days, are we, Freddie? We're not having the days.
We could beat Barcelona 3-0 easy on our day.
Yeah, they could beat. Well, they did beat West Brom in the cup, and they could beat Sheffield and Fulham. Yes, they could. But you could say that for a lot of teams in the Championship and lower, because those teams have been pretty poor, haven't they, this year in the Premier League? Nick Muller says maybe we should write to the FA with that idea. I mean, I don't know. Post in your comments. Do you think that's the most sensible way to use VAR? It should be for the managers of the clubs to make a challenge. So they challenge those decisions that they think. We all do it, don't we? We all watch a football match, and a player is going through, and the linesman puts his flag up, offside, and you can all see he's onside, and the manager will be going mental, so he should be able to see that, and he should go, VAR, and when he does that, the VAR would either prove him right or wrong, and probably 9 times out of 10 he's wrong. People will learn that they're actually wrong at what they see, because sometimes you are wrong, but it will teach managers that after it won't take long of them, appealing that something was offside or not offside, and they're appealing and they lose the challenge. They'll soon start to realize that, hey, maybe I am actually seeing this game wrong, and I need to be careful with my challenges, and it will all even itself out, and they'll only, the really clear and obvious penalties. I mean, we've had a couple of games where there's been a clear and obvious handball in the area, which was a penalty not given. If we'd have had VAR, those would have been given penalties. Doncaster Rovers would have been a penalty at the end of the game. VAR, there was nobody around him for miles, and it was a clear handball in the box. Lincoln on Saturday, exactly the same. Nobody around him, clear as day. Everybody can see him. Even a blind man could see it was an handball. Okay, it bounced up in his hand, but at the end of the day, it's a handball in the box. And if it had been VAR, it would have been a penalty.
Yeah,
and those
we should make it a Lee Charles TV campaign and take it to the FA.
Yeah. Yeah, just have the challenges done by the manager. He would just sort everything out. Sean Pieces, I think you're right, Freddie. Clash of personalities with Christian Medine. He's got a groin strain and been out for a dozen matches. Ben Burgess played with an ongoing injury the whole time he played. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did, and he had operations as well, and he had a really bad knee, didn't he? So it just feels like it's there's something wrong, isn't there with it? It's gone on too long. Jake Tong is saying goodbye. Cracking show. Send my wishes to Jane. Have a great week. Speak to you both, I'm sure. Yeah. One final thing. Up the imps. Exactly. Yeah. Great game for you guys tonight.
See you later,
Jalen. Time to go.
Fuck off.
Brian Thompson says, I believe Sadler was in the ground today, just thinking about club communications. Obviously, Jane has expressed concerns about communications. Hopefully things could evolve and improve soon. Let's hope so. The club don't communicate very well, do they really? They've got this nice new show, but it's all about us, isn't it? It's all about me. It's not really, it's how wonderful we are. And actually it's flawed in many ways. It could be so much better. I look at it all the time, think, God, how you could do it so much better. But they're so me, aren't they? And they've been seeing how we've been doing interviews with former players. So they started bringing all that in as well, haven't they? It's almost as if they're actually competing. It's almost as if they're actually seeing what the fans are doing and thinking, well, we'll do it better than the fans. They're not really engaging. They should be bringing the, people like me onto the show and getting the fans involved, but they don't, do they? So
they've got Jed Mills. We've got Lee Charles.
Exactly. Yeah. Paul Chris said it's been a good show tonight. Shame for the ball draw. Great. It wasn't really a ball draw in the end, was it? With a penalty save and all that, it could have been a lot worse. Kieran Baines said, when you played Everton, it's clear that Blackpool can be a decent team. Like you say, so has a lot of teams, but I think Blackpool are a Premier League club. Well, thank you very much, but I don't think we are yet. I think we're a long way away from a Premier League club, to be honest. But we're making, we're now going forward where we were constantly going backwards with the Oysters. So we've got we've got an owner that's wanting to put some money in. He is putting money in. He's doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. They're getting the training ground sorted, the academy sorted, and they are they're looking to the future, and they've brought a manager in who's looking to improve himself all the time. So it can only work out in the end, whether we'll ever see the Premier League. But to be honest, I'd settle for Championship football.
Under Sadler, we're putting the foundations in now for a very good future.
Yeah, I think we are. I totally think you are, Freddie. Eugene McGeever says, would you like to see VAR in League One next season? No, we wouldn't. It needs sorting out. It's not. There's too much. There's more complaints about VAR than there is praise for it. You don't hear a lot of people from the Premier League saying, "Oh, we really like VAR." In fact, I don't think I've talked to anybody, a Premier League fan who likes VAR. So don't want it.
I've actually got Gary Lineker on Twitter, and he slates it all the time. Yeah, he hates it.
Yeah, exactly. It's really hated. Giles Morgan says, "What's this? I'm off sick till Monday. Steroid injection. Three hopeful Blackpool. Steroid injection 3. I think it means hopeful Blackpool beat Sunderland Saturday, and we're checking the score on the mobile. Yeah, well, let's hope we do beat them. Maybe
fingers crossed.
Better on Saturday than we played tonight. Maybe we'll be angry with the way we've played tonight, and Critch will sort it out. But it is just, we're seeing it all the time. We're saying it all the time. Blackpool have had 2 games a week for so many weeks, catching the games up, and you can see it's catching up on them. I think it's catching up on them a bit. We can do the out of 10 if you want, Freddie, or we can leave.
Yeah, do you want to quickly?
Yeah, quickly go through them. Starting off with Chris Maxwell. I'm actually going to
Chris Maxwell.
Chris Maxwell. I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. Save the
Yeah,
game.
I'm going to give him
10 out
I'm
of
going
10
to
for
give.
me.
Yeah, I'm giving a 9. Obviously, if it wasn't for him saving that penalty, we would have lost tonight. So yeah, maybe not 9.5. Yeah, 9.5 out of 10.
9.5. Okay. Sean P says, I hate VAR guys. Kill the game. Better stick in with the ref's decision even when they get it wrong. Gives you more to talk about after the game. Well, the whole thing of VAR was it was supposed to stop people talking after the game, but it hasn't. It hasn't, has it? People talking more about it than they ever were. Jordan Gabriel.
I won't bring VAR into League One, but what I would bring is better referees.
Yeah, better referees. Well, yeah, but I think we were talking about this. Well, you know, they're not professional referees in League One, and maybe that's what it is. You know, they're not the best of the best referees because they are not professional referees. And
yeah,
you know,
yeah, I was very surprised to find out the part-time referees, aren't they? They have obviously the 9 to 5 job, and then they drive over to, like, say, for example, Blackpool and referee the game. So.
I always had a thing about referees. I used to say that if I owned a football club and I was in charge of it, I would look after referees. I would make sure in every subtle way that you can. Okay. I'm not saying I bung them or anything, but what I'm saying is the referee's dressing room would be the best dressing room. The referee's showers would be perfect. The towels will be the fluffiest towels you can get. There would be, I'd find out what tea he likes to drink, what coffee he likes to drink, and I would make sure that he was made the most welcome person at Bloomfield Road every time. I would put the red carpet out for the referee, and I would make sure that I did everything I could to make sure that referee was favourable to my team, just with the way he was treated. I think, well, I like Blackpool, you know, what a lovely way we treated. I'd give him free rides on the big one if I had to, or whatever. But you know what I mean? I'd make sure that the referee was catered for in every way. You know, there would be a nice big welcome basket of something. You know, they would just go that extra mile. Yeah, I'd go that extra mile with him to make sure that he was felt really warm and welcomed. At a football ground, and the fourth official and the linesman, they would all be treated, and where they go to get changed would be immaculate. It would be
give them all a masseuse, so they get a nice massage after the game.
Whatever, you know, they'd have, you know, it would just look like they've walked into the Ritz. You know, I would have the referee's room as my number one priority. It would. And I would have staff on to look after him and everything. I would have somebody employed to look after the referee when he got to the ground to make sure that everything was right for him. You know, I'd go every mile that I could to make sure that he was looked after.
So I've got a question.
Because I obviously think we probably give him a shit towel. They probably have cold showers. We probably don't give him any, you know, he likes coffee, they get tea. I'm sure we don't look after referees well enough. That's just... Yeah. That's what I'd say. Simon, if you're listening, look after your referee. Make sure he has, you know, somebody there, you know, some lackey around that's just there purely to look after the referee. So
if you did all that for the referee league and they were still awful, would you send them a bill for it all?
No. I would never get on the wrong side of the referee. If he refereed awful, I would just leave it. I wouldn't make a big song and dance about it. I'd just let him eventually warm him over to Blackpool, so that in the years to come, eventually thought, you know what, they look after me here. I'm going to just, you know, I'm going to
let's give him a fan real head start.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sean P says, I hate VAR. It killed the game. Better stick. Oh yeah, we've done that one, haven't we? Sean P says, also says, great show, guys. Really enjoyed that look. Oh, really enjoyed that. Look forward to the next one. Okay. Kieran Basis, do you think foreign refs are better? Not always. Not always. I've seen a few foreign referees referee England games, and I've been so angry with them over the years. So no, but there are some top referees, aren't there? And if you think about Kalina or whatever, he was amazing, wasn't he? Jordan Gabriel, Freddie, what do you think of him tonight out of
10? Gabriel, probably. I'm torn between 6 and 7, so I'm going to give him a 6.5.
Wasn't his greatest game. Didn't do what I hoped he'd do. I was very excited actually, when I saw him on on the pitch, I thought, wow, we got Gabriel back. That's going to be good. He's going to have lots of pace. But we were just up against, somebody said it actually in the stream, we were up against an Aki brick wall. I think we were up against an Aki brick wall tonight. It really felt like a brick wall. We just couldn't get through it. I'm going to give Jordan Gabriel a 7 as well. I can't really rate this team very well all the way through it, really, because I just didn't think we were good enough tonight on any of the players. I don't think anybody shone. I don't think
Maxwell
stood out.
Maxwell did, but the rest didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian Thompson says, just to make us feel better, I think. Got a great story about Rochdale in the 80s about a certain referee. Brilliant tale, and the stats back it up, but I've personally known some great part-time EFL refs, but I know what you mean, guys. Well, it doesn't tell us about the tail. That's the only thing. You kind of left us hanging there. What was the tail?
Send us another message with a tail. Let's have a listen.
Well, yes. If he gave a penalty against Poole in the last 5 minutes, would you lock the rest door before he got back in there? Yeah, I would. I'd say the showers are broken. Go, old pal.
I'd wait till he's in the shower and then like move all his stuff. So he'd be buggered.
Yeah. Nick Muller is saying referees were always part-time in the past. You know, professionals 25 years ago. No, you didn't. But the world's changed. The world has changed, and referees are professional now. And the professional referees are refereeing the Premier League, and they're not refereeing anywhere else. And they should be, probably more professional referees down at this level, and then we might get some better standards of referees. No guarantee, but they're only human as well, aren't they? Brian Thompson says referees need a rider at Bloomfield Road. Yeah, I just think they should be looked after. I think you should go the extra mile with them to make sure that everything's good for a referee. They should have the best towels. They should have everything laid on for them. Not, just that little bit of looking after them is for me.
Do you think that could be a contribution to it? Maybe in the past they've been treated really poorly when the Oystons were in charge.
It may be, yeah. That's why they hate us. Maybe they were. I mean, you would think that, wouldn't you? Because there's so many against us that maybe we didn't treat them right. Eugene McGee was saying, "What's your favourite ever Blackpool FC kit back in the day, Freddie? What is it?"
My favourite kit.
Mine is that 125 anniversary one. The dark blue one. Was it?
Yeah, it was lovely, that with the big circle on the badge.
Yeah, just love that dark blue. It's just always been my favourite. And we've never done another dark blue shirt, but I really liked it. Brian Thompson said his favourites are the 70-78 Umbro or the 1990 salmon pink bass. Well, that is controversial, isn't it? Not a lot of people. It is famous in the fact that it was so weird. Right, Daniel Gretterson tonight. 10. Didn't do much wrong, did he? He didn't do much.
7.
7, yeah. It's 7s across the board. Dan Ballard, he was okay. 7. I don't think Luke Garbett I thought Luke Garbett had a poor game tonight, and I'm going to put him down to a 5,
probably a 6. Actually. A 5.
I'll give him a 5. I thought everything he did was wrong and off, and his free kicks. Everything was poor from Garbett tonight. I just didn't enjoy his performance. I thought it was.
Would you put him back on the bench? Would you put him back on the bench for the next game and play Husband?
Yeah, and put Husband in. Yeah, I probably would after that. In fact, Jane was calling for Husband to come on. To be honest, she'd have liked it. She wanted him off at one stage, but he seemed to have the red mist going down on him tonight, didn't he, Garbett? He was lucky he stayed on because he was really getting angry with a lot of. Play acting from Accrington, shall we say. Kenny Dougal, for me, he was half a player tonight. I'm going to give him a 7. I didn't think he was wonderful tonight. He did some good stuff. He did some really sloppy stuff. So just a 7. Sorry, Kenny.
7 again. 7 again, just for them reasons.
Grant Ward, I think he was probably the second best player on the pitch tonight. I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah. I give him probably a 7.5. I thought he did really well with his shot the first half. Overall, didn't do anything spectacular, just same as the Blackpool players today.
Yep. Elliot Embleton, thought he had a decent game. Didn't think it was his best game, but I thought he had a decent game. I'm going to give him a 7.5 for Embo.
Yeah, 7 for me.
7. Sully Kai. Again, I could honestly.
He had a poor game tonight, didn't he?
Yeah,
very poor game.
He got himself in the right. He didn't slip over, which was good to see. He didn't fall over when he had the chance, but
he could have made a lot better of those chances he had, though.
He could.
I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 6.5. Freddie.
Okay.
Ellis Sims tonight. I don't think that was as good as we've seen him. I think
a lot of balls
7.
are bouncing off him again. So
Yeah,
6.
7. All right,
6 for me. Yeah.
Cherry Yates didn't do anything wrong, really. You know, ran his socks off. He's always dangerous. Didn't get a goal, but he set up Sully Kai beautifully for what should have been a goal. So I'm going to give Jerry. I'm going to give him an 8 actually, because I think he was probably, I think he played really well tonight. Apart from not getting a goal, but I think he did a lot of work.
Okay, I think
that's. I thought he had like 3 men around him all the time, didn't he? Just 3 men around him all the time.
I think an 8 is very generous. I will be honest. Probably a 6.5 from me. I think it was great today.
Right. Well, that's it, Freddie. We've done them all. We're a bit sick again. We've just thrown away. For me, those should have been 2 wins for Blackpool, not 2 draws. I think we should have won at Lincoln. I still can't get over the fact we lost at Lincoln, and I just think we suffered from letting those two goals in. I think we suffered tonight. I think it's shown that the confidence wasn't quite there. And I think Accrington came with a game plan and played out of their jackets again against Blackpool, and still they are unbeaten at Bloomfield Road. So I suppose they're trying to keep that record, aren't they? So move on to Sunderland very quickly, Freddie, before we go. Sunderland on Saturday. Can we beat them?
I hope so. They've had 2 losses now on the bounce. They probably come to Bloomfield Road. We're not great at home. I'm probably going to say a draw again. But I do think we need to win probably 3 or 4 games now out of the last, was it 7 games left to get in the playoffs? So, I think a draw on Saturday. Funny enough, I think we'll beat Sunderland away because we're better away. Obviously, we get our game management right. There's no reason why we can't go to Sunderland, beat them there.
Yeah. I think we're going to beat them, Freddie. I think we are. I think we're going to beat them. I think they've just hit a bad patch. They're losing, and the confidence will be down. I think we're going to beat them. I think it'll be tight, but I think we're going to win. So see everybody on
Fingers
Saturday.
crossed.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Freddie, for coming on.
It's going to be
everybody watching as always. It's we can't do a show without you guys sticking around, and there's still quite a lot of you in the stream. So thanks for staying to the end. Sorry we can't bring you a win at the moment. We're trying our best. I was getting so angry with it all at the end, but it's just a struggle at the moment, and it just shows you sometimes how hard it is to get out of a league. You look at these teams, you look at it before the match starts, you think Accrington Stanley beating 5-0 on Saturday, we can do these, you know what I mean? And it's not easy. It's not easy to get out of a division, and you've got to be something special to get out of a division. I just hope we are good enough.
I just want to say before we go, obviously I'm sure everybody knows by now, but if you don't, it's 12:30 kickoff on Saturday due to the funeral. So we'll probably do the review straight after that. Be a little bit earlier on Saturday. We
will be, So I think there's one last comment before we go. Let's just check what this was. Probably some same thing. Just a cheers, Lee. Mark Porter, there you are, sees it as a point gained after that penalty save. Well, obviously, yes, it was a point gain. So that's what I was saying earlier. Hopefully that will be what buoys them up for Saturday.
Bit of confidence.
It's kind of, they have, in a way, like Lincoln, managed to wrestle a draw out of a defeat. And it does feel a little bit like that at the end, but really, on paper, it's, should have been a win, shouldn't it, against Accrington Stanley, for God's sake. Can't believe we can't beat him. Brian Thompson says, cheers. Cheers to you, Brian. Cheers to everybody who's watching. We're going to get off and just, I don't know, have a beer, folks. That's all I can say. Have a beer and chill about it. Thank you very much, Freddie.
No problem.
See you all on Saturday, 12.
See you later, guys.
We'll be here from 12. So, we'll be doing the review after the show. And let's hope we're just a bit more cheerful than we have been over the last 2. All right. See you later.
Come on,
Freddie,
the pool.
Thanks a lot. Come on.
See you later, guys.
Yes. Up the pool.
Up the pool.